Good afternoon, welcome to Repair. So today I'm doing a bit of a JoyCon modified type video. So this one you will remember from a previous video. It was one of my ones with JoyCon Drift. If you're interested in seeing how I fix that, please look at the link above. So yeah, this one is one that is one of my donor ones really. It's just a spare that I have and I use from time to time. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to rehouse it, because I thought that'd be quite cool. So this is my new JoyCon shell. Came from eBay, just a cheap one, nothing special. This is what we're going to swap it out with. So I've also got some funky buttons that came with it as well. So I'm going to stick those in as part and parcel. So first thing we'll do is we'll get this one apart and we'll go from there. So we'll get our tray wings out first, which is really quick and easy. Plus the housing on this one looks a bit gross as well, so it'll look nice to have it all shiny and new. I will keep the old housing though, because it's always good to have the spares. You never know when these things will come in handy. And then what we'll do, work our way around the back here, pop that open, and again, just as you fold it over, just be careful of the ribbon cables because you don't want to damage anything. And then we'll grab a spudger and just disconnect our battery, just like that. Battery does need to come out because there's screws underneath it, so it just pops out like that. I've taken it out a few times, so that's a really easy one to get out. And then we will just grab a Phillips screwdriver I should have had ready. So we'll just undo the screw here. And then our other two we need are diagonally opposite each other, so just this one and this one here. And then what we've got is this board is connected by a ribbon cable just to here. So we'll just lift this up, and then I can probably remove it now. It's like that, comes out, no problem at all. So next thing we'll do is we'll get this disconnected. So little clip up, and then this cable should just pop out, and then this cable here clips up on this side, and this ribbon will pop out. So that's that disconnected into one side. So now we will disconnect this top button here, which is on an individual board. Should just come up just like that. There we go. And we'll unscrew the screw so it pops out. I try and put everything together so I don't lose anything. Sorry, I forgot this one was connected to the board, next board to it. There's a ribbon running through underneath, so we'll just unscrew these two as well. As I was saying, I try and keep everything together so that it all goes back in the same places. So that's that button, and that's our little screw. So we'll remove this home button out now. So this we will be reusing. Cool, so there's that. So next thing we will do is get our vibrate motor out. So this one's going to need probably a bit of prying because they're glued down, well not glued down, but they've got a bit of sticky tape underneath them. And then it just pulls up, hopefully, just like that, it comes out. And then we will do our joystick next. So I'll do these two. And pull that one through, just like that. And then finally we just got our board, and then there's just two screws securing that in. So number one and number two. And pop our board out, just like so. Now we'll just take this little rubber grommet off, because that will allow me to see the buttons, and then it should help me fit the new ones back in, because it will show what way round they go. So we'll grab our new one. So again, we are going to do a couple of transfers here. So we'll just take this one out first. It's going to come out nicely. I don't want to lose all my buttons, so okay. That's our camera button, so we'll just put that one back in. Put a little rubber grommet over it. Grab our new set of buttons. Now some of these we should just be able to put in easy peasy, and some of them are going to be a right pain. So I think that one is our first. Could be wrong. That lines up. There's little notches cut in the buttons, so that should help you figure out where they go. I think that one goes there. And that one I think goes there. And that one should go there. Ooh. Spin this around a bit. Okay, so that's all in there. And then we're going to reuse our rubber grommet straight over the top here. So let's just turn this over, make sure they're all the right way. Yes, they are. Put that back on. Let's put this off to one side now because we don't need that. Right, so first thing we're going to do, we will get our board back in, I think, because that will hold all of those screws and things in the right places, or all those screws, all those little rubber bits in the right places. Make our life a little bit easier. So grab a screw. And then first one in. And then we'll do our other one. And they just go diagonally opposite each other. Like so. And if you're concerned about your alignment, then you can check that with this. So you can see that our other two little screws go down there. That's perfect. Next thing we need to do, just looking at that, let's get this one in here. Actually no, I won't do that, I'm going to do my thumbsticks first. So what I actually might do is connect it to my board first, just to make my life a little bit easier. So just flip this up. And then we will slot this in here. And that will just save me a little bit of aggro in a minute. There we go. So just make sure that's all slid in fully and lock it down. Perfect. So let's grab our thumbstick screws, which are just here. Two little gold ones. And screw one in there. And then the other side, this one in here. Let's just have a look at how that's going so far. That looks pretty cool. Excellent, right. So next we will do our top buttons. So we need this piece here first, which is our home minus button. It's a bit fiddly to line up, so we'll just see if we can get that done. That's our minus button in place. The little cover that sits over it. And then we'll do this button cover. we got our button back in now. It might need to be resat a little bit later, but I think we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So let's just connect up this button. There we go. It's back in there nicely now. Perfect. Let's do the vibrate motor next, because that's a nice easy win. Like that. So far so good. So let's put this to one side. So next we will do our mid frame, because this is quite an easy one to do. So just here there are a couple of little black clips that hold in this top button, and there are 2 springs underneath it, so you have to be fairly gentle with it, but it will come out. I did one earlier. After a lot of disagreement, it does come. There we go. Push down. Come on out, you come. There we go. So our 2 springs are there. So took those 2 out, and that's our clips. There's 2 little things it clips onto just here. So we'll undo this screw, just like that. And this should more or less just pull out. There you go. So that's our mid frame. So we'll pop this into the new mid frame, which is even more difficult to see because clear. And then we'll put our springs in and clip our button back on. Spring number 1, spring number 2. And what we've got to do is line them up with the bottom of this button and push everything down. One lined up. It was all going well up until that point. There we go. And still presses lovely. So that's the mid frame done. And then last but not least, we need to do this one. Now this one's really easy. So 1 screw holds this whole piece into place. So let's just undo that, lift that out. Just like that. And then we remove this little black thing into the new one. Take this whole piece, drop it back in. And then grab this little screw. Oh, sugar. And it's that moment where you need 5 pairs of hands. Screw that back down. So there you go, that's that. The little plastic thing doesn't sit as nicely as the old one, but it won't matter once we're screwed in. So that's top frame, bottom frame, and mid frame all swapped over. So next thing we're going to do, which is a real fiddle because I've done this a few times, is to connect this ribbon cable to our board. Now, I always end up having an argument with it because it doesn't ever want to do what I want it to do. This one's actually not, oh, look now, I went in first time. As I was about to say, this one's not too bad. It tends to be the other side that's more problematic. Right, so that's our top piece done. So the last one to go in now is this one here. So we just sort of got to work around everything plugged in, because the last thing we're going to do is the battery. So this one in next. That's that one, and then this one here. So it's not too bad. It says, and then it takes 3 hours to do it. Okay, I'll just make sure that's all in. Yeah, it's all in. So then we're going to fold this over. I'll just come back onto the screen for you because you're missing all the goodness. Okay, cool. So that's all perfect. Let's get this button piece back in. Like that. Fold that over, and we need our 2 screws from earlier, which I have off to one side. Just grab those. So, number 1. Number 2. Number 3 just here, which is the one from our bottom of our frame. In this corner. Okay, last but not least, we've got to get our battery in. Let's just grab our battery and then move this down here. I'll turn this around so I'm sort of on camera. And our battery is going to go in the most awkward place ever, right under everything. I would try and do it with my other hand, but unfortunately this is one of those jobs that is a real fiddle. Oh, it seems to take me 5 minutes if I don't do it the right way around. There we are, look. Battery back in. I will get some tape on this in a bit and tape it down. So we'll just fold our ribbons nicely because there's nothing to hide now. There we are then. Make sure it works. Got the little lights. Yeah. Cool. So just grab our screws. It did actually come with different screws for the back, but I've got the tri-wings and I'd rather stay true to the Xbox. True to the Xbox? Wow. What am I repairing? True to the Nintendo. So the screws are fairly tight. Alright, let me just grab. I think I will use the ones that came with it because those are not easy to get in and out. So yeah, let's try the ones that came with it because these are just standard posies. Yeah, that's much easier. Come on. He's going to have a disagreeing with me day to day. And last but not least, right, there we go. So the only remnants of our blue buttons. Otherwise, everything seems to work. I think that looks pretty epic. Cool. Well, I'm pleased with that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, because I enjoyed doing this repair actually. This was quite a fun one. If you liked it, please leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, press the little bell icon so you get future notifications. And yeah, I hope you enjoy and you'll join us in the next video. Thanks for watching.